In this second activity of the project, you will follow along with the steps to add axle holes for your wheels and cutting the block to allow room for the wheels. You will use the model block you created as the basis. Step 1. Saving as a car and cutting the length. It is good practice to save a second copy of the block you just made as a different file name, so you can go back to the original unmodified block later on. Open your block from the data panel if it is not already open. Choose File, Save As. Name your new file My Fusion 360 F1 Schools Car. Click Save. This will keep your original model block as a different file to work on another time. On the navigation bar at the bottom, select Display Settings. Go up to Visual Styles and select Shaded with Hidden Edges. This will make it easier to see the CO2 chamber later on. Note, even though the F1 in Schools block is 223 millimeters in length, the technical regulations state the maximum overall car length must be no longer than 210 millimeters. Also, this is the maximum size the CNC router can cut due to the clamping of the model block. Let's create another two-point rectangle sketch. Go under Sketch, Rectangle, and select Two-Point Rectangle. Select the top face of the block. On the front end of the block, opposite the CO2 chamber at the end, draw a rectangle 13 millimeters by 65 millimeters. Press Return and stop the sketch. Select Modify, press Pull, and select the rectangle you've just drawn. Select Cut, and for the extents, let's through all. Notice this error message. That means we need to flip the orientation. Click OK. Note, your block will now be 210 millimeters long. Step 2. Create the axle holes by cutting through the block. In this section, we will begin creating the body shape of the car by removing material from the actual F1 model block. Shaping and sculpting the car from the model block will help ensure that your car body remains within the constraints of the block dimensions and it's properly aligned with the CO2 canister hole.
Select right side from the navigation bar. Go to Sketch and select Center Point Circle from the Circle option. Once selected, make a 6.35 mm circle on the back side of the block. Go to Sketch and select Sketch Dimensions. You'll see that the cursor changes its color to black. Select the center of the circle by clicking on it once and select the bottom line of the block. Click on the number appearing on the graph and change it to 10 millimeters. Select the center of the circle again, then the backline of the block. Click on the number and change it to 40 millimeters. Click on Stop Sketch. Select the center point circle again and make another circle of 6.35 millimeters on the front side of the block. Once again select Sketch Dimension from the Sketch panel or simply press D. Select the center of the circle, then the bottom line and change it to 10 millimeters. Select the center of the circle and the front line and change it to 60 millimeters. Click on Stop Sketch. Go to Create and select Extrude. Select both the circle you have just created. Select the arrow and take it on the other side of the block. You would have created the axle holes on the model block.
Step 3. Cutting the wheel housings. Let's use the two-point rectangle again. Under Sketch, let's select Rectangle and Two-Point Rectangle. Select the top of the block to sketch onto. Sketch a rectangle starting at the top right of the block, 98 millimeters wide and 19 millimeters high. Click Return. Sketch another rectangle, again 19 millimeters high, but this time 40 millimeters wide. Click Return. Now use the sketch dimensions to move this rectangle to its appropriate spot. Select the left side and the corner and type in 20. You now need to produce the same on the opposite side of the car. To do this, you need to create a line of symmetry. Select Sketch and Line. Place the first point at the origin and pull your line through the entire length of the car, making sure that it is lined up with the green line. Right-click and press Cancel. This will finish your line, but you stay in the sketch. Now, under the Sketch drop-down, let's select Mirror. Firstly, you need to select all the lines you would like to mirror on the other side. Do this by simply clicking the lines of the rectangle you just drew. You will notice in the window the value for the numbers of objects you've selected changes as you click. If you accidentally select an incorrect line, click the cross next to the objects to cancel it. When all the lines of the rectangles are selected, click the mirror line in the mirror window. Select the line you drew that runs through the center of the block. Now press OK and press Stop Sketch. Select Modify, press Pull, and we're going to select the 4 rectangles we've created. Cut the 4 rectangles through the entire block. And click OK. Make sure to save your work.